Hello, welcome to LMU Community TV News. I'm Ashley Hurley. Thank you for joining us. The name of the victim and the alleged shooter were released by the Claiborne County Sheriff's Office on Sunday, this according to reports. An altercation occurred Saturday afternoon between Roy Michael Ford and Billy Scott Brogan, both of Speedwell. This occurred along Highway 63. Officials say that during the altercation, that 58-year-old Ford allegedly shot 44-year-old Brogan. Brogan later died as a result. Ford is being held in the Claiborne County Jail on the charge of criminal homicide. There is no bond at this time as he is awaiting arraignment by Judge Robert Eastep later in the week. The investigation into the altercation is still ongoing by the Claiborne County Sheriff's Office. Dirt piles now cover what were once roads, and the Harrogate Park is now getting a remodel as construction continues on the upcoming lacrosse field and complex. Construction continues all across the campus of Lincoln Memorial University, both here on the main campus and the campus of the College of Veterinary Medicine in Virginia. On the main campus, work continues on the final set of apartments that will complete the village, as well as construction on a new roadway system that will route around the university. At the farm, campus work continues on the building that will house several classrooms for study. Now, in the upcoming weeks, we will be sitting down with Chairman of the Board, Pete DeBusk, on the current construction and also what is to be expected in the future. So be sure you stay tuned so you don't miss the exclusive story right here on LMU Community TV. An eatery staple in Middlesboro now has a new home. Early Saturday morning, Conley's Drive-In made the move to their new location on Cumberland Avenue. Conley's Drive-In was relocated to the old Epps car lot from the former 25E location. The decision was made by owner Jackie May to move the business when the land that they were located on was placed up for sale. The larger area that Conley's Drive-In is now located at will allow for added service in thanks to the added parking spaces. The popular drive-in is expected to reopen within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Bell County Circuit Court Clerk Colby Slusher is the new president of the Kentucky Association of Circuit Court Clerks. Slusher was elected to office by his fellow circuit clerks during the 2015 Circuit Court Clerks Spring College that took place May 4th and 5th in Frankfort. His term as president began immediately and is scheduled for 1 year. He succeeds Shelby County Circuit Court Clerk Lowry Miller as president. Slusher was the youngest circuit court clerk ever elected in Kentucky when he took office in Bell County in 2006. Coming up after the break, as students across Tennessee celebrate their graduations, the state is also celebrating with them for a very great reason. To find out why, stay tuned.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at
A redhead? Staring contest? You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back. It is graduation season and more Tennessee high school seniors are donning a cap and gown, this according to the 2015 Building a Grad Nation report. The numbers show Tennessee's high school graduation rate rose slightly in 2013 to 86.3%, which is higher than the national average. According to the report, for the third year in a row, the country remains on pace to achieve the national goal of a 90% on-time high school graduation rate by 2020. And while an increasing number of students with disabilities are completing high school, the report found students with disabilities in Tennessee graduate at a rate of 67%. Coming up this weekend, Lincoln Memorial University will partner with Remote Area Medical, also known as RAM, for its 6th clinic this Saturday, June 6th, and this Sunday, June 7th. The Community Outreach Project will provide free medical, dental, and vision services to the underserved, uninsured, underinsured, and unemployed. LMU and RAM have provided $1,222,348 worth of services to 4,432 people since their first collaboration in 2006. The Tex Turner Arena parking lot will open at midnight and numbers will begin to be distributed at 3 a.m. The clinic will open at 6 a.m. each day and all services are rendered on a first-come, first-served basis with no eligibility requirements. Patients are encouraged to arrive early by at least 3:30 a.m. and be prepared for inclement weather and long waits. They also encourage you to bring snacks and drinks to last you throughout the day. Patients who are unable to stand for long periods of time are encouraged to bring a lawn chair with them. The patient entrance will be located at the lower level of Tex Turner Arena, which is behind the building. The lower level parking lot will be reserved for event staff and handicap parking only. All other parking will be in the upper parking lot. Shuttle buses will run from that lot to the patient entrance throughout the weekend. For more information about services available at the LMU RAM Expedition, you can call 423-869-7162. For more information about RAM, you can visit ramusa.org. Well, it's down to 2 teams in 2 very different sports, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for finals.
It means it's June. Get your ice ready. It's finally here. The NBA Finals are set, and for the 5th straight season, LeBron James has led a team to the NBA Finals. Only this time it's the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavs will face Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors. For Cleveland, it'll be their 2nd appearance in the NBA Finals, and they'll be looking to not only win their first NBA championship, but also bring back the first championship of any kind to the city of Cleveland since 1964. For Golden State, this is the Warriors' first time back in the NBA Finals since 1975, which was also the last time the Warriors won the NBA title. Game 1 will be Thursday night at 9 p.m. and Game 2 will be on Sunday, June 7th at 8 p.m. The entire NBA Finals will be televised on ABC. Now, not to be outdone, the NHL Finals are also set and will match up the Chicago Blackhawks against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Both teams are coming off conference finals series that went the full 7 games. For Tampa Bay, this is the 2nd appearance in the Stanley Cup Finals in their 23-year history. They previously won the Stanley Cup in 2004. Chicago's in the finals for the 3rd time in the past 5 years, and they'll be looking for their 6th Stanley Cup in team history. They last won it all in 2013. The fight for Lord Stanley's Cup will start Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. in Tampa Bay. Game 2 will be Saturday, June 6th at 7:15 p.m. Both those games will be on NBC. And on a side note, if you were looking forward to the Garth Brooks concert in Tampa next weekend, you may want to contact the box office and get your refund because it's been canceled due to Game 2 taking over the Amelia Arena. The Tennessee Smokies are on the road to start this week, but yet still within driving distance as they are in Chattanooga taking on the Lookouts. They'll play 3 in Chattanooga, and then both teams will travel to Smoky Stadium to play 2 games on Thursday and 1 on Friday. Both of those games will start at 7:05 p.m. The Smokies will then stay at home and start a 5-game series with the Birmingham Barons on Saturday. To keep up with the Smokies, go to SmokiesBaseball.com. Now we will return with more entertainment right after this.
Getting out of the military, I was missing this camaraderie.
It's frustrating when you try and talk to people that don't understand.
I would be talking, but I wasn't there with them. You just feel so alone.
I still had the anger, I still had the addictions, but we didn't talk about that.
Came to a point where it's like, okay, I really need to talk to somebody about this.
Family more or less encouraged me, go to the VA, you're a veteran, see what they can do to help you.
When you have family, friends, when you have the facilities like the VA and the Vet Center, it gives me, it gives others encouragement to keep moving forward.
It's okay to go get help. It's okay to talk to people, because it takes true strength to ask for help.
Talking with other veterans was the best method for learning the roadmap to success.
Hear veterans' real stories of strength and recovery at MakeTheConnection.net.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Last week, we started our LMU Community TV Summer Blockbuster Movie Bracket. And this week is part 2 of that. It's the round of 64. You don't want to miss it. And here we go with this teaser this week.
I'm saying Dead Man's Chest.
Dead Man's Chest.
Yeah.
I like Batman.
You hating on the pirates over here, though.
Yes, she is.
Dead Man's Chest is the best pirate.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I like Curse of Black Pearl.
I got Jordan. I got Jordan.
Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Deathly Hallows.
This is where the Harry Potter hate kicks in.
I don't hate it. I just.
It's your Temple of Doom.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo.
I'm still going Mulan.
I like Mulan. But Finding Nemo.
I'm gonna push Mulan through, actually.
Yeah. Return of the Jedi.
Jedi, yeah.
Saving Private Ryan, actually.
I love Private Ryan, but I'm gonna say Jedi.
Woo! Yeah! Bam! Power of the Force, baby.
Batman Begins.
Those were both Gary Oldman.
He's fighting himself.
It was an easy
Which
vote.
one should you vote for? Gladiator.
Actually, I might say Speed. Speed
I'm
is
gonna say
awesome.
Speed. I don't like Gladiator.
It's rewatchable.
It is more
Speed.
rewatchable.
And Sandra Bullock is in Speed. So.
Oh, Speed, then.
And Dennis Hopper is in Speed. He's insane. Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. That was a tough one, though.
You were torn.
I was.
I could tell.
Freedom for everyone but Jenny.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, no.
Ghostbusters.
I love I've never seen Ghostbusters.
I hate to break your heart, but I think I'm going Stand By Me.
You have never seen Ghostbusters?
I haven't, but I find it hard to believe I would like it more than Stand By Me because I love that movie. So I'm confident enough to vote Stand By Me on that one.
No, I voted Ghostbusters.
Oh,
okay,
did you?
y'all voted.
Wait,
she voted Ghostbusters.
See?
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I voted Ghostbusters.
Okay, so is that 3-2 Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jurassic Park. Thank God Twister was gone.
I love Twister,
God,
but
I can't believe it made it as far as it did.
I still like Twister.
I like Twister.
Cheesy.
I love
Cheesy.
Twister, but
It's retarded.
It
but-
is cheesy.
oh my gosh.
Made your day, didn't it?
Yes, thank you. After it knocked out, what was it that Twister knocked out?
Lethal Weapon 2.
Really?
Unforgiven.
Cap.
I've never seen Unforgiven.
I haven't
Chris
seen it
Evans.
either.
Clint Eastwood.
Chris Evans.
I'm gonna say Captain
Morgan
America.
Freeman, Gene Hackman, Richard Harris.
Oh.
It's a really good movie, but
I feel like Captain
I'm
America
going with
Sebastian
has
Stan.
made a
You're going with Cap over
bigger
Unforgiven?
impression
I am.
on me.
Yeah.
You know this is the first Captain America, right? Not
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
I know.
Okay, clarify.
I'm not voting because clearly Captain America went through.
Not necessarily. Your vote was?
Cap.
Unforgiven.
Cap.
She never voted.
I mean, to me, like Captain America was a bigger movie. Captain America.
I do want to point out that the lesser of the two Captain America movies just beat Best Picture winner and classic postmodern Western Unforgiven.
Chris Evans.
Predator.
Predator.
So Nicolas Cage versus Predator. He finally found something he lost to.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper!
It's around the 32.
And Mulan is still in it.
It ain't gonna be in the round of 16. Because you know what? It's gonna be up against something.
Yeah, it's gonna
It's
go.
gonna probably go up against Jurassic
Yeah.
Park.
I can't carry it much further. I mean, I'm proud of it for going as far as it's gone. But
You're lucky Lily was here this time.
yeah, I know she really helped.
She did. Otherwise, it would have been gone.
To see what 32 movies we passed on into the first round by and the entire round of 64, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/LMU-TV. Next week, we'll see what the round of 32 will offer and what movies our crew has deemed as the Sweet 16. And now with a look at the summer blockbusters for this summer, as well as what happened last week in the box office, let's turn to Joseph Lewis.
Hello, I'm Joseph Lewis, bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Tops at the box office this weekend were led by the Dwayne Johnson starring disaster movie San Andreas, opening to a sizable $53 million. Following at number 2 was the musical comedy sequel Pitch Perfect 2, adding another $14 million to its now $147 million domestic gross. And rounding out the top 3, down 2 spots from last week's number 1 position, was Disney's sci-fi fantasy Tomorrowland with $13 million. While both Avengers Age of Ultron and Mad Max Fury Road continued to perform well, other newcomer Aloha pulled in a mere $10 million in its first weekend, despite the strong reputation of director Cameron Crowe and an all-star cast including Bradley Cooper, Emma Stone, and Bill Murray. Coming to theaters this weekend is a trio of new titles led by the espionage comedy Spy, which stars Melissa McCarthy as an unlikely CIA operative and is helmed by Bridesmaids director Paul Feig. Jason Statham, Rose Byrne, and Jude Law co-star. Opening alongside it is Entourage, the long-awaited big-screen follow-up to the beloved HBO comedy about the continuing Hollywood misadventures of Eve, Vince, Drama, and Turtle. And lastly for this weekend is Insidious Chapter 3, the latest installment in the hit horror franchise that serves as a prequel to the first 2 films. Original writer Lee Winnell returns to write and direct. Entourage can be seen in theaters beginning this Wednesday, while Spy and Insidious Chapter 3 will join it on the big screen starting this Friday, June 5th. With the summer movie season officially underway, this week we bring you a special preview highlighting 11 of the biggest and most anticipated soon-to-be blockbusters of the coming months. First up is Jurassic World, the new entry into the sci-fi adventure franchise which has been inactive for the nearly 15 years since Jurassic Park 3. This new film allegedly ignores the events of the second and third films and picks up exactly 22 years after the original installment, centering around a fully functional dinosaur-themed park on Isla Nublar. Directed by Safety Not Guaranteed's Colin Trevorrow and starring Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Vincent D'Onofrio, Jurassic World features all the hallmarks of being a worthy and reverent sequel to an indisputable genre classic. Jurassic World opens nationwide June 12th. The following week brings audiences Inside Out, Pixar's latest that takes place almost exclusively within the mind of a young girl. The story's lead characters are personifications of the girl's emotions, and the film follows the conflicts and obstacles they face in attempting to guide her throughout her life. Led by the imaginative sensibility of Up director Pete Docter, Inside Out has a thrillingly creative central concept, and with a voice cast headlined by Amy Poehler, Bill Hader, and Louis Black, it should make for one of the summer's most memorable releases. Inside Out opens nationwide June 19th. Up next is Ted 2, Seth MacFarlane's follow-up to his smash comedy hit from 3 years ago. MacFarlane himself voices the perverted teddy bear once again, and Mark Wahlberg returns as his man-child owner/partner in crime. This time around, Ted and his girlfriend Tammy attempt to have a child, but first, in order to obtain custody, it's up to Ted to prove in a court of law that he qualifies as human. Amanda Seyfried, Giovanni Ribisi, and Mad Men's John Slattery co-star. Ted 2 opens nationwide June 26th. The week leading up to the 4th of July is all about Terminator Genisys, the 5th installment in the sci-fi action franchise that heralds the return of Arnold Schwarzenegger, along with Jason Clarke and Game of Thrones' Emilia Clarke as John and Sarah Connor, respectively. Jai Courtney takes over the key role of Kyle Reese, and the film details what happens when Connor and his resistance takes yet another trip back in time to stop the war against the machines. Terminator Genisys opens nationwide July 1st. Also making a return to the screen are DreamWorks' Minions, the impish yellow creatures who assisted Gru in the Despicable Me films and are now getting a movie of their own, a prequel detailing their journey from single-celled organisms to becoming the minions of history's most famous villains, including the T-Rex, Napoleon, and Dracula. Considering the massive following of the first two films, and particularly of the Minions themselves, this movie will undoubtedly be one of the year's biggest family-friendly releases. Minions opens nationwide July 10th. The third weekend in July brings Marvel back post-Ultron with their latest superheroic origin story, Ant-Man. Paul Rudd stars as petty thief Scott Lang, whose life irrevocably changes when he is tapped by Michael Douglas' Dr. Hank Pym to serve as guinea pig for his latest technological innovation, which allows users to shrink to minuscule sizes while also obtaining super strength. Evangeline Lilly and Corey Stoll co-star, and the film is helmed somewhat unusually by Bring It On and Yes Man director Peyton Reed. Ant-Man opens nationwide July 17th. Opening the same day is Trainwreck, the latest comedy from director Judd Apatow, written by and starring comedian Amy Schumer as an alcoholic, non-monogamous career woman whose life is thrown into further turmoil when she meets and falls for a genuinely nice and caring guy played by Bill Hader. Featuring a diverse supporting cast including Tilda Swinton, John Cena, and Method Man, Trainwreck will be a must-see for fans of the current comedy scene, and it opens nationwide once again on July 17th. Up next is a very different kind of comedy, namely Pixels, which features a delightfully fantastical concept in which aliens interpret a NASA time capsule as a declaration of war and launch their own preemptive strike against Earth in the form of classic retro video game characters including Pac-Man and Donkey Kong. Kevin James plays the United States president, and his first line of defense rests on the shoulders of his video game designer best friend played by Adam Sandler. Josh Gad and Game of Thrones' Peter Dinklage co-star as Master Gamers, along with Brian Cox and Michelle Monaghan as their military assistants. Pixels opens nationwide July 24th. And speaking of throwbacks, the Vacation franchise is getting a part sequel, part reboot in the form of a fifth entry titled simply Vacation, starring Ed Helms as a grown-up Rusty Griswold who attempts to bring his disgruntled family closer by taking them on, you guessed it, a family vacation. Christina Applegate, Chris Hemsworth, and Leslie Mann co-star, but perhaps most excitingly, Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo will be returning to make appearances as Clark and Ellen Griswold. Vacation opens nationwide July 29th. The end of July brings audiences the summer's fifth entry into a franchise with Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, once again starring Tom Cruise as secret agent Ethan Hunt, who finds himself forced to reassemble his team from the IMF in order to take down the Syndicate, a mysterious and deadly organization of highly skilled, expertly trained assassins. Jeremy Renner and Simon Pegg reprise their roles from the previous film, Ghost Protocol, and are joined by Rebecca Ferguson, Ving Rhames, and Alec Baldwin as the head of the CIA. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation opens nationwide July 31st. Lastly, in August, superheroes will grace the screen one final time this summer with the release of Fantastic Four, Josh Trank's reboot of the Years Dead film series that offers a fresh take on the character's origin story. Miles Teller, fresh off the success of the Divergent series and the award-winning Whiplash, stars as scientist Reed Richards, who along with his friends and cohorts Susan Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm, teleport to an alternate universe, ultimately becoming endowed with new and thrilling superpowers. Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan, and Jamie Bell round out the leading cast, and Toby Kebbell, who excelled as the antagonist in last summer's Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, co-stars as Victor Domashev, aka Dr. Doom. Fantastic Four opens nationwide August 7th. Although there are several dozen other titles being released over the next 3 months, these 11 will undoubtedly be making waves at the box office and should definitely make this summer movie season an exciting one. That's all for this week in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis.
She couldn't wait.
She had imagined the day for as long as she could remember.
The anticipation had been building.
The shopping, the dress, the jewelry.
Celebrating with her friends would be the sign that they had finally made it.
Only she didn't make it.
According to MAD.org, teen alcohol use kills 4,700 people each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined.
Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those crashes involve an underage drinker.
Don't add to these statistics.
Take a stand against underage drinking.
The future is in your hands.
One.
Two.
Me.
1 in 3 teens in the U.S. is a victim of abuse by a dating partner.
Numbers are important in sports, but now the number we want is 0. 0 victims, 0 offenders, no more.
We make up a larger team, Abe's team.
We're asking you to join Abe's team and be a part of No More.
So maybe you're wondering, what does it take to be on Abe's team?
Active bystander efforts. Step in when you see someone needs help.
Ask what you can do. Believe victims. Extend your support.
Act better everywhere and expect your friends to do so too.
Always be enthusiastic, especially in obtaining consent.
Avoid belligerent egos who coerce, bully, or threaten.
Alcohol brings error, and I will not leave a friend behind.
Join Abe's team and say no more. Let's be #AbeHealthy.
Lincoln once said, "When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. And that is my religion." In the spirit of Lincoln, let us support one another to do good. Join Abe's team and be Abe healthy by participating in active bystander efforts.
And that is going to do it for this week's LMU Community TV News.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Adam Haley.
And for everyone behind the scenes, I'm Ashley Hurley.